Dear Jordan, I wish I could see you in person right now, so that I could give you the reassurance you need. Things will work out, don't worry about how, but now is the time to plant that seed. Do it now, while you're ahead. Then water yourself with love and compassion. Move toward the light and start taking action. Listen to your gut feeling, and soon you'll realize that there's no use in dealing with the real lies that society passes as true. So stop looking to others and use your real eyes. You already have the answers. You just have to look within you. I know there's so much pressure, but you cannot give in, because you have something that no school can measure. And I know that those good grades bring you great pleasure, but in the grand scheme of things, they're worthless. The day you graduate high school, no one cares about your GPA. That 4.0 is gold for fools. Thinking those straight A's mean anything is like taking off your clothes and then jumping into a cold pool. Look, the truth of the matter is that you've been misled. Your intelligence misguided, your wisdom misread. I know you're undecided about your career path, and I know you're trying to do the math to figure out exactly how you'll find your passion. But the answer lives in the now, and it's beyond anything you could ever imagine. Trust the power of your intuition. It sees things that you simply can't. Think of it as your divine vision. You see the seeds, but it sees the plant. And I know it's scary to be different, but it'll be worth it in the end. You'll learn more about yourself and about your friends. Like who really believes in you, who's real and who's fake. And once you find out, don't hesitate to cut off the dead weight. Pay attention to your heart. It'll tell you what moves to make. You're a work of art. You're here to be great. Learn to love yourself for who you are. Let them reach for the clouds while you reach for the stars. Protect your energy. Recognize what's true. That your greatest enemy is you.
Now, I've been wanting to make a video like this for a very long time. I really like to give advice, but I especially like giving advice to younger people. It's just something that I love to do because I feel like as a kid, there's a lot of things that I wish I would have told myself. And there's a lot of mistakes that I could have avoided making. And of course, all of those things are necessary to, develop this level of wisdom. But at the same time, I feel like if I did things differently, I could have reached the point that I'm at now at a much younger age. Like if I was my own older brother, I would probably be rich by the time I got to be my age, which is 20. Now I figure I do this all the time anyways for free. I'm always giving younger people advice whenever I have the chance to. So why not get paid for it? Looking at my demographics, I thought that a lot of the people watching my videos were older than me, because that's what my demographics say. My demographics say that the majority of the people watching my channel are men between the ages of 18 to 24. However, I didn't take into account the fact that a lot of people lie about their age when making their accounts. And I'm starting to realize that my view on my demographics might have been distorted a little bit. I realized this because a lot of the people reaching out to me on Instagram and commenting on my videos and on my live streams are actually a lot younger than me. So I feel like this right here, this video, might be the most valuable video that I ever make, because I'm going to give you guys all the game that I've learned in my 20 years of life right here in this one video. Now, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that you have to follow my advice, but what I am saying is that this is all stuff that I wish I knew, and hindsight is 2020. So, I'm speaking from experience here. These are all the things that I wish I knew in high school. So the first thing that I wish I knew in high school is you do not have to go to college to be successful. Now, this is something that I really didn't know in high school. And the reason why is because in school, they essentially brainwash you and condition you to believe that college is the only viable option and the only viable path to success. And that's simply not true. And I'm an example of that. I did 1 semester in college, and I'm doing really well for myself at a young age. And I'm not making like crazy money on YouTube, but I'm making money from a business that I started. Like this is like my business. When I file my taxes, I'm going to file them as self-employed because I am self-employed. So here's the thing about college. College can be a good thing. Okay, I'm not going to sit here and tell you don't go to college. I'm not telling you that. But what I am saying is You don't need to go to college. The only reason why you should go to college is because either you want to be a doctor, lawyer, engineer, like a job that requires you to go to college. You have a full ride scholarship to go to college, so you figure why not? Or because your heart simply tells you that you should go to college and that's what you genuinely want to do. Or if you have like an athletic scholarship or something like that. Basically, if college is going to help you get closer to your dreams, then go to college. But if you don't know what you want to do in life yet, don't go to college. I learned that the hard way. I feel like in school, they really try to make it seem like college is a place you can go to find yourself. And they're selling you lies. And not only that, but that's very dangerous advice. Because if you go to college and spend thousands and thousands of dollars and you don't know why you're there, and then you decide that you want to drop out, now you're stuck with this debt and you're trying to like get your business started off the ground, but this debt is holding you down. So you need to figure out why you want to go to college, even if it's just a gut feeling. Even if you don't know in your head why you want to go, if you have a gut feeling that you want to go, then go. But if you don't know that you want to go to college, don't go to college. Like I said, I speak from experience. It's terrible. I went to community college, so I'm lucky. I don't have any debt, but my original plan was to go to UT Austin. Now, I'm not going to tell you what the tuition and cost of attendance is, but you can look that up yourself if you want. Just know that had I went there, I would be in a very sticky situation right now. Once again, I'm not telling you not to go to college. I'm only saying you don't have to go to college to be successful. You can be your own boss. It's possible. You don't have to wait until you're old to do that. You can do it at a young age. Now, the next thing that I wish I knew in high school is that nobody has life figured out. Okay, I know that maybe some of your peers, they have decided on their major. They know what college they're going to go to. They sound really confident about it. They don't have life figured out. In fact, a lot of your teachers don't even have life figured out. So don't pressure yourself to try to figure out exactly what you want to do for the rest of your life. Because, a lot of you are 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. You don't need to know what you're going to do for the rest of your life. Like, you're still young. You have a lot of time left, hopefully. Like, enjoy your youth. Live in the moment. Like, to me, obviously, the adult life is a lot better, in my opinion. But still, enjoy your youth. Because once you lose your youth, you can't really get it back. Like, I'm 20, and when I turned 20, it low-key hit me really hard that I wasn't a teenager anymore, and I'll never get those years back. And I started having a lot of regrets about the way I handled things. But then I realized I'm still young. I still have a lot of time. So if I have a lot of time, you guys definitely have a lot of time. So enjoy your youth. Don't worry so much about going to college and, what you're going to do after college. Don't, just completely, BS in school. Still graduate and everything. Still pass your classes, but just enjoy life. I feel like with me, I was very, very anxious about what I wanted to do after high school. I knew I didn't want to go to college, but I felt like it was the only option. And then I knew it was going to lead me into a 9-to-5 lifestyle, and I didn't want to do that either, but I didn't know what else to do, and it stressed me out. It really stressed me out. And I spent a lot of time thinking about these things. And a good portion of my time in high school was spent thinking these things, and it was all for nothing because I ended up dropping out of school anyways. Now, the next thing that I wish I knew in high school is that it is okay to be single. It is perfectly fine to be single. Now, at the time, I really wanted a girlfriend, but at the same time, it was like, I felt like I just had this image of what I wanted my girlfriend to be like. Because I was looking for a life partner in high school. I wasn't just looking for a girlfriend. And I still stand by that. I don't look for short-term things. I look for somebody that I can spend the rest of my life with, potentially. So, until you find that, it's okay to be single. You don't need to get a girlfriend just so that you can have respect or whatever. And also, what goes along with that is that it's okay to be a virgin as well. Okay, this is something that I didn't really struggle with. I was never insecure about the fact that I was a virgin. In fact, I didn't even realize people were having sex until senior year. And then it hit me. I was like, wait a minute. Some of my friends are having sex and I haven't even kissed a girl yet. But it never bothered me because I knew that there was something out there waiting for me. I didn't know where, I didn't know when, I didn't know who. But someone was out there waiting for me. And I was willing to be single until I found the right one. But at the same time, I wanted a girlfriend because I felt like I was missing out. I felt like I was missing out on the experience of having a girlfriend and, everything that that brings. But I don't regret not having a girlfriend in high school. I really don't. There were times when I did regret not having a girlfriend, especially like when I turned 20, like I said, I felt like I could have done things a lot differently. But now I realize that I did what I did for a reason. I had a bigger vision, and I'm glad that I didn't compromise on that. I'm glad that I didn't settle because I don't believe in settling. That's why I dropped out of school. So just know that even if you see all of your friends getting girlfriends and, people pressuring you, asking you, why don't you have a girlfriend yet? Don't worry about it. Just be comfortable being single. But if you do have a girlfriend and, you're in love with them, that's great. That's great. Continue to cultivate that relationship, but don't enter into a relationship for the sake of reputation. Now, speaking of reputation, the next thing that I wish I knew in high school is that nobody really cares about you. And this is something that I really just now started to realize like this year. People really don't care about you the way that you think they do. Like I remember I was so self-conscious in high school. I was so self-conscious about everything. That's probably my biggest regret from high school. It really ruined a lot of my experience, not even just in high school, but just growing up. I was very self-conscious and I was really worried about what others were going to think of me. But in reality, these people didn't care about me. They weren't thinking about me when they went to sleep at night. They were thinking about themselves and their insecurities. We all have our own insecurities, and nobody's worried about yours. And if they do, they're weird. I said that in my How to Stop Caring What People Think video. If people are constantly thinking about your insecurities, they are projecting their insecurities onto you. They're just as insecure, if not more, than you are. And they're projecting that onto you instead of confronting their own insecurities and turning them into their strengths. So, stop caring so much about what others think because they really don't care about you like that. Once you graduate high school, the chances are you won't see most of these people for the rest of your life. Ever since I've graduated high school, I can probably count on one hand the amount of people that I went to school with outside of my immediate friend group that I've actually just seen out and about. So, stop caring. Just stop caring about what others think of you. The next thing that I wish I knew in high school is that material items are worthless. I remember when I got my first job working at IHOP. I was 16 years old. And I came from like making an allowance, which was probably $75 to $100 a month, to all of a sudden getting like, $200 to $300 on a paycheck. And I felt like I was rich. I felt like I was balling. I was really making like $7.75 an hour. Like they were actually slaving me, but I wasn't used to having money like that. And I spent my money on a lot of dumb things, a lot of things that I don't even use anymore. For example, I think I must have spent like upwards of $500 buying Jordans. I don't even wear Jordans anymore. I wear my Vans every day. I also spent like probably $400 on jewelry. I remember I used to wear this chain, this fake chain, and I used to wear this watch. I could describe the watch to you. I'm gonna just put a picture up on the screen because I remember exactly which watch it was, but I used to wear this watch. I must have spent like $300 on it. And like I said, this fake chain, and I thought I was, flexing on people. But like I said, people don't care about you. Nobody's thinking about your Jordans or your jewelry or any of that type of stuff. Nobody cares about that. So, a lot of these material items, I really wish that I had saved that money. Like that money would have came in handy these past few months after I quit H&M. Truth be told, I haven't worn any of those Jordans in like the past 2 years. I don't wear Jordans anymore. I sold most of them at a loss. And I sold the jewelry at a loss. So it was all for no reason. And I don't regret buying that stuff because I guess I needed to buy it to really see how worthless it actually was. But don't get caught up in material things. Save your money. Okay, that is my next point. Save your money. Get a savings account started. I didn't open a savings account until this year, like a few months ago. I didn't realize how savings accounts and all that stuff worked. When I got my first job at IHOP and I started getting paid, I had it all in a checking account and I would just spend that money. I would spend the money as I got it. And I never really accumulated savings. I don't think I've ever had more than $3,000 at one time in my whole life. And that's definitely going to change now, because my habits have changed. But save more money than you spend. Utilize the power of compound interest. The younger you start, the more money you'll make over time. And that compound interest will add up. Just get started early, okay? Save your money early. Save your money at a young age. It'll pay off. There's probably people who graduated with like $10,000 saved up. And then there was me with probably like $500. Like I said, when I quit my job a few months ago, I didn't have much money saved up, and it put me in a very tough spot financially. So save your money, because you never know. You know, especially if you're going to start your own business, if you plan on becoming an entrepreneur, you want to have that extra cushion of money saved up. And that way you can quit your job and just put all of your energy and attention into whatever you're doing. Like I said, it's never too early to get started. The earlier you start, the better. And that also goes with entrepreneurship and learning to invest and just learning any skill or trade that will make you better. Invest in yourself at a young age and it'll pay off. Now, the last thing that I wish I knew in high school is be a leader, not a follower. And this goes along with basically everything that I've said in this video. But be a leader. Don't follow the crowd. I know everyone is like doing the same thing. You know, everyone's trying to go to college, or the people that aren't trying to go to college, they seem like, you know, bums. They seem like they're not going anywhere in life. But you have the power to change that perception. Okay, you have the power to change the stigma of people who don't go that traditional route. And like I said, if that's what you want to do, and you know in your heart that's what you want to do, then do it. I'm not judging you. Go do that. That's a great thing. I have friends who work at regular jobs and they love their jobs. But if you know that that's not what you want to do, don't be afraid to go against the grain. Even if, you know, teachers, counselors, I don't care who says what, even your parents. If you have a vision for yourself, follow that vision. You know, don't ignore it. You have that vision for a reason. You were given that vision for a reason. Don't be afraid to go against the grain and be a leader and inspire others to do the same. You know, to me, that's the most rewarding part of doing YouTube. I love making money on YouTube. You know, I love it. And I love making videos. I love creating. But being able to inspire and motivate people to follow their dreams as I'm doing. And, you know, inspiring them with not only my words, but my progress. You know, being able to see my results as I speak them into existence. That makes me a leader. You know, I'm a leader. And growing up, I was always a follower. And I almost followed the crowd off the edge of a cliff. You know, a lot of people go that traditional route because they feel like there's nothing else to do. They feel like that's the only valid route to success because that's what they're conditioned to believe. But me, I realized that that's a bunch of bullshit. I'm following my dreams and I'm inspiring others to do the same. And hopefully some of you will do the same thing.